Good day, everybody. Warm welcome. I'm Kathy. So happy that you stopped by, and thank you for being with me for the slideshow where we see the projects that everybody made using spring colors this month. I hope that everyone had a good weekend. Welcome to the hashtag Something New Make Along 2025. Thank you so much for being part of the Yarn with Heart community, for your comments, your emails, for subscribing and smashing the like button. A big thank you to all of you. Because of each of you, there will be new colors for us all to work with each month this year and a new challenge to explore. I look forward to us having fun with this throughout 2025. In today's video, we will be seeing new inspiration colors to work with, also the slideshow, and of course, a draw to see who wins a small gift from me. Do you have your cups of tea or coffee and your yarn? Let's settle in and get ready. As for colors, first of all, these are the colors that we will be working with during April. For our next projects, we will be preparing ahead, making items to enjoy during May. Interestingly, I found out that there are so many celebrations all over the world in May. So let's prepare for the coming month by using no specific color, by looking in our stash for something that is multicolored. The exact colors are your choice. So whether it is striped or variegated or patterned or ombre, whether it's wildly bold or more subtle, our challenge is to add a bit of multicolor to the project. That is in recognition of all those celebrations happening in May. The item you make does not have to be totally multicolored as long as there is a bit of that in there. And as to what to use, it doesn't have to be leftovers or scraps or minis. It does not even have to be yarn. The aim is to try a new technique. For anyone who is new, this is a fun little make-along to try anything that you've been wondering about. It does not have to be crochet or knit, any technique of your choice. And what size of project, that is also up to you. Something that is the right size for you, just choose something that is new to you and give it a go. The next slideshow will be on May 5th, which is the first Monday of May. And after your item is complete, please send me a picture of your project by May 1st to my email. That'll be in the description box, and I'll put it across here on the screen as well. About emails to me, when I see your email, I always reply, and if you have not gotten a reply, please do try to reach out to me again, as I want to make sure that all of your project pictures arrive to me safely. Sign your email with whatever name you would want on the slideshow, and I will also put that first name on the wheel of names for the draw. If you would like your channel name mentioned, let me know. I can do that too. Along with the picture of your completed item, please tell me a few details about your project, maybe what your something new was about the item, and any tutorial or pattern and designer you used when making, including the designer and pattern or tutorial. That's so that others who are inspired by your project will know where to find the information and kind of find the pattern, because they definitely can be inspired by what you've done. Oh, and If the winners of the draw cannot receive gifts from Canada, the two of us can arrange an alternative prize. I'm looking forward to receiving your emails and seeing what you've made. And now it's time to get ready for the slideshow. Again, I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm just going to slide over and the pictures will show up. So here we go. First, we have Kimberly from Alley Cat Crochet by Kimberly. She learned a new stitch this month called the wide double crochet stitch. There is no pattern. This is a pot holder and it is her own design. The ladies that participate in Battle of the Stitches were doing this stitch for the month of March. This one is by Mary from M. Han on YouTube. The pattern is CC Chick. It is from the Mama Made Minis Knotted Lovies book. This is the first time that Mary has used blanket yarn. The yellow reminds Mary of daffodils in her yard. Next we have Debbie W. from Mrs. Debbie L.W. This is the first time she made a retro tape measure cover. The pattern is by Rich Textures Crochet. The yarn she used is Big Twist cotton in the color Water Lilies. The next one is by Robin G. She sent 2 pictures this month. The first is her first time making a ribbed hat. The pattern is a ribbed version of a pattern by Carissa Browning called the Preemie Hat. The pink and green remind her of spring tulips. The second picture is Robin's first try at scrappy socks. She used a variety of purples that she had on hand. The colors remind her of crocuses, tulips, and Easter hydrangeas. Then we have Maria K. from Maria Loves Yarn. She made an infinity scarf. This month she learned the primrose stitch. The yarn that she used was self-striping yarn. Maria really enjoyed working in these spring colors. Then we have Tammy. This is a new pattern that she hadn't tried before. It is a free pattern by Sonder Yarn Company called the Outdoorsy Socks, and there are 3 variations included in the pattern. Tammy used a yarn that included mohair in it when making these. Mohair sock yarn was new to her. The yarn is in the color called the Peony by the Green Button Jar. The next one is by Bonnie C. There are many trilliums near where she lives. Bonnie found two patterns for daffodils, one on Ravelry and one on Pinterest. Those were a starting point, and she modified the patterns from there. And the other flower, the trillium, Bonnie designed herself after looking at a picture of a trillium. An interesting note from me is that trillium is the provincial flower of Ontario, and we do not ever pick them. The second project by Bonnie, she crocheted her first ever pair of socks. The pattern she used was a free pattern from West Yorkshire Spinners called Back Loop Double Crochet Socks by Anna Nikaporovitz. This one is by Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet. The designer of this sweater is named Katerina, and the sweater is a new pattern to her. It is called the Sunset Sweater. It has a very different construction than Judy has ever tried before, and also the joining of the ribbing throughout the sweater was also new to Judy. Next we have Deb. She sent a picture of her beanie. The pattern is a tutorial from Crystal from Baa-realis called How to Crochet an Easy Single Crochet Beanie Unisex Hat. Deb changed the pattern by modifying the last round of the pattern. Yarn she used is Lion Brand Summer Kiss, a discontinued yarn in the color grape. Her second submission is a free pattern from Love Crafts called the Essential String Shopping Bag. It is also a new pattern that Deb tried this month and has 2 sets of handles. She combined 2 kinds of cotton when making this, Lion Brand Re-Up and Peaches and Cream in a cone cotton. This one is by Demetra from The Naked Snail. Her challenge this month was trying to knit socks a new way. She made this pair using the 2 at a time technique, making both simultaneously on one set of needles from beginning to end. The extra challenge was that she did not separate the socks when it came time to knit the heels. The spring color for this pair is the green in the cuffs, toes, and heels. The pattern Demetra used to make these is by Mary Maxim. It is called the Simple Short Socks. Modifications that she made was using a 3x1 ribbing instead of 2x2 ribbing throughout. This one is by Michelle from the channel Lady Crocelli. She has been crocheting for about 1 year, and this is her first time crocheting a lap blanket using slip stitches. The tutorial to find the pattern is by Jacqueline's Life called Cover Story Yarn Review. Michelle also did something new by modifying the stitch in the tutorial to use slip stitches. The yarn she used is Lion Brand Cover Story in the color Zephyr. Next we have Allison. The pattern she used is the Vanilla Socks pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. Allison's something new was trying to use a 20-gram mini for contrasting color on the cuffs, heels, and toes. The main body of the sock was made using Sweet Skein of Mine yarn in the color Blue Hydrangea, and the mini was made by Baa-realis. Allison's learning curve was finding that a 20-gram mini was not enough to do all of the contrast areas, so the toes on the first sock got frogged back and re-knit in the main color. Having to frog back the toes was another learning curve, and so an unexpected something new in this project. A helpful tip shared by Allison is that 20 grams is not enough for a 20-row cuff together with heel and gusset and toe contrasted. Then we have Diane from My Pink Bathtub Knits. Her yarn is a discontinued one by Peyton's Shetland Chunky in the color Leaf, a pretty spring green. She knit a pattern that is new to her. The pattern is called Tweed Toads and is by Sarah Elizabeth Kellner. Then we have Cindy S. Her project this month is a corner-to-corner scarf. It is the first time that she completed a corner-to-corner project. The tutorial that she followed when doing this was by Crystal from Baa-realis. Cindy is really enjoying the stitch and has decided to make another using 2 solid colors. This one is by Nina Kay. She made a stitch sampler blanket that she will be donating. Nina said she had fun trying out a bunch of new stitches. The yarn she used is Lion Brand, Pound of Love, and the colors that she chose are various spring colors. Nina didn't mention a pattern, and I wonder if this might be her own design. And last is by me. I used a yarn that I had not worked with before, and this is Apricot Blossom Premier Bloom Decay. It's from my stash, and I'd had it for quite a while. I decided to give it a try. I had done corner-to-corner blankets before. However, this is the first time I made a blanket using these stitches in a corner-to-corner. I have to admit, the decreases were challenging for me at first, and that was where my big something new was this month. The pattern is called Diagonal Filet Baby Blanket by Heather J. Anderson from the Unraveled Mitten. And now a quick pause while I get ready to spin the wheel. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in pictures. For the person whose name is chosen on the wheel spin, the gift today will be 100 grams of minis that I purchased from Baa-realis and a skein of bloom yarn similar to the one that I used when making my something new this month. This is in a different color called Baby's Breath. It's Premier Bloom Self-Striping Floral Print, 600 meters, 7 ounces, 200 grams. This is a look at how it looks knitted up or done in single crochet. The Baa-realis yarn is a package of 5 minis, a total of 370 yards. It is hand dyed and made of 80% merino and 20% nylon. The owner of Baa-realis is an indie dyer from Alberta, Canada. You can even pop over to her Etsy or her website and ask her about custom orders, as she does those too. Oh, and I am not an affiliate anywhere. I have purchased this gift of yarn myself. Any places that I mention in my videos are just where I love shopping at, and often where I buy gifts. And of course, all the YouTube rules apply, and YouTube has nothing to do with the draw. Everyone whose name is on the wheel should be 18 years of age and older. That person will be responsible for any duty or charges that might occur. Please contact me by April 21st at the email address on the screen if your name is chosen. If I am not contacted, there will not be a second spin of the wheel for this one. If the winner cannot receive from Canada, then we can make arrangements for something else. The winner and I can chat about that in email. And now, let's come up closer to shuffle and spin the wheel. Okay. Oh, congratulations, Allison. Please send me an email at the email address in the description box and on the screen. To everyone, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining the Make Along. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy your crochet, enjoy your knitting, and I hope to see you this Friday on April 11th.